Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going over some team comps you can use to counter Tasi on map 5 of Arena with the special tiles, which is is a really powerful defense right now. A lot of people are using it. However, there are some counters that have been working for me and also one that's been working for my viewer, which we were thinking of like what type of team comp can work into this matchup, and I gave him this recommendation and he has run it multiple times and he's gotten wins with it. Like, it's pretty consistent. And if you take a look at the Paragon tiers, there are like a Supreme Plus on the opponent, one Paragon, one Damien, and then Taylene at plus 20 exclusive equipment. On our side, we have two Paragons, Damien and Lily May, but otherwise it's pretty much even in terms of like upgrades. Also, it's not using any Celestial Hypogean. Like, you don't need to have Scarlita, for example, for this team. And it's been working pretty well for him. So first of all, we're going to save the ally formation and then take a look at it, and then we will watch the battle, and then we're going to do some of my arena attacks against people on my server who are also running the Arena 5 map. Okay, so here it is. You have Shakir on one energy tile, Haven on the other one, and you have Iron to take the enemy Lily May interruption, which he is going to take, and then Lily May is in the back, Damien behind the Shakir. And the plan with this team is Shakir immediately ulting, as well as Lily May damaging and killing off one or two enemies, and Haven will immediately cast her ultimate. So even though you're not going to insta counter the Tasi enemy ultimate, because you won't be able to do that because he's running an Iron, the Haven immediate ultimate with that damage reduction is going to be enough for you to take the Tasi burst, and also you'll have the lightning spell onto Haven in the back, so she could not be controlled, for example, by anything at the beginning. She's guaranteed to get off her ultimate. And the thing is, Lily May becomes unaffected when she's in Rainstorm Ballet. Damien has his Toy Chariot. So basically, the Tasi hypnotization is only really going to affect the Iron here, which you're basically using Iron as a sacrificial lamb anyway. So let's go ahead and take a look at the replay, and then we'll do some of my attacks as well. Okay, so Lily May is going to interrupt Iron on both. No, we interrupt the Taylene in the back, so Iron is able to cast his ultimate. This is why we have the lightning spell on Haven, so she's unaffected. And look at the hypnotization of Tasi. It is only going to hypnotize the Iron even though he can insta-cast, because Shakir was able to cast before and he becomes unaffected in the wolf form. And now he's just going to be shredding through Damien, healing the Lily May over here in the back. Iron is still somehow alive, and he's all the way on this side of the map. Lily May interrupts our Lily May, which is kind of bad, but we finish off the Taylene again. Taylene has not been able to cast her ultimate one time this fight. Tasi did cast, but like we mentioned, it was just not effective because of all of the ways we became unaffected to the hypnotization. So Taylene is going to respawn, and again she's going to get interrupted by the Lily May. Shakir is just trying to finish off the opponents here, killing the Toy Chariot with Rainstorm Ballet of Lily May. And Tasi goes down as well. So pretty clean win, and he did multiple attacks with this team and it was always winning pretty much against that lineup. Now, if people have a slightly different defense, that same team might not work, and I want to show an example of that. Because there is one person on my district who it does, or a server who it does work for, that team lineup, Giovanni. So Giovanni is running it on the special tiles. He's running Almas as well, and Iron, and no Taylene here. And for this team, definitely the same sort of team comp would work, and we're going to show it off right now. And the good thing about this team is it's pretty free-to-play friendly because it's not using any Celestial Hypogean. So we'll put the Iron up in the upper left to take the Lily May interruption, and we'll have Haven in the back. Now, in this team comp, I don't know, if Lily May is interrupting the Tasi, there's no point of having Haven on the energy tile. And it's actually a bad thing. That is the other thing you have to keep in mind. Because Haven, the only reason we want her instant ulting is if the Tasi is not interruptible. Here, I don't know who my Lily May interrupts. But I have a feeling that it interrupts the Tasi in the back. So the Haven ultimate is basically wasted. Because you only need the damage reduction from Haven when the Tasi is ultimating. And the problem is now, being on the energy tile, we're not going to be able to recast Haven's ultimate pretty much for the whole fight, because your energy will have to be offset before you can cast again. So this is not, Haven is not actually the optimal in against this team matchup because we're already interrupting the Tasi. But I think we're strong enough that we're still going to be able to win here. Because you want Haywin's ultimate to be at the perfect time, when the enemy is dealing massive damage, like the Tasi hypnotization. Okay. So she's going to cast her hypnotization, and we're in trouble here. Like, this is the damage burst that she needs to potentially solo your team. It's not going to be enough here because we're also more higher ascended compared to the opponent. And also, they only had one damage threat of Tasi. They didn't have the Talion along with it. But now I want to try to find my guildmate SMBK. Because my guildmate is running another version of the Tasi team, which gave me more trouble. And let's try to find him. Okay, so this one is harder. And now again, because they have Tasi on the energy tile in the back, my Lily May is going to interrupt the Tasi. So I don't need the instant ultimate of Haywin. So if I wanted to go for a team like this, I think you would have to put Haywin off the energy tile and have her cast naturally at like a more appropriate time. Because otherwise you're not in great position. The other problem is the fact that they have the Fiestro so tanky. You can't really, Shakir doesn't get a lot of things done. And like, I think it's actually the illusion over here. And so Shakir is going to be attacking the illusion, Rainstorm Ballet on the illusion, and then the Fiestro is just going to resummon. I'm not sure. So against this team, I'm going to show you, maybe this team will work that we're feeling, but there's a better option for it. So if this one fails, then we'll go for another attack, which I think is more consistent. But let's see what happens. And let's find out where is the illusion Fiestro. So again, we're unaffected. Shakir is going to cast ultimate and not get affected by the Iron control. And Haywin should actually be able to charge up her ultimate at a good rate, but she could get interrupted by the enemy Lily May, which we don't want to happen. So our Iron is the sacrifice. It doesn't matter if he dies. We don't really care about that. And okay, Haywin is able to cast her ultimate at a pretty nice time. Not maybe a perfect time, but yeah, because I think it'll probably wear off by the time the Tasi ultimate goes off. And their enemy Lily May goes for the Rainstorm Ballet at the perfect time for them. Because she was about to die otherwise. And now we could be in trouble. Because even though our team is alive, Tasi is able to cast her ultimate. Our damage reduction, I think, is no longer in effect from the Haywin ultimate. And now things are looking bad for us. I think we might still win here, but this shows you that this is not really a safe team to run into this team lineup. So it all depends on where is a Tasi. Is a Tasi on the back tile and then gets interrupted by the Lily May? Is a Tasi safe from getting interrupted and the Iron gets interrupted instead, or the Talion? All of these factors basically are put into consideration. Okay, we're going to try to attack that again with a team which is more consistent. Okay, I'm going to give you another option. It is not like it's not free-to-play friendly because we're using one Celestial Hypogean, but we're using a Supreme plus Fiestro. And this is basically the plan. So in this, the Fiestro Illusion is going to be casting the first ultimate. He's going to take the Lily May Interruption, which is great for us. And again, I guess we have the Haywin in the back with the Resonating Spell. We don't want, or Enlightening Spell, we don't want to go for anyone on this energy tile because then the Lily May is going to interrupt me, right? Or even if not, the thing is, it's not a good timing. We want to wait for Haywin to cast her ultimate later. There's no point of her immediately casting it. So I think this team should work. The idea is that Shakir is basically going to just charge up his energy fast because of the energy recovery of the main Fiestro, but not so fast that he is going to be interrupted by the Lily May. So this is a team. Now normally I run it with Scarlita. I run Scarlita on the energy tile in the back instead of Haywin, and it's really, really safe. Oh wow. This is so weird. Our Lily May interrupted someone else this time. How did that happen? Okay, well then that changes everything, right? I just don't understand. Like, we should have interrupted the Iron again, but for whatever reason this time it didn't. Now, that is a problem because surviving that burst might not be possible depending on your investment of your heroes, but if you can survive the burst, now things are looking really good for us. I think, because the Tasi is going to take time to recast her ultimate now. And I think she's actually dead. Yeah, because the thing is, after you get the instant ultimate cast, but then you have to reset, you have to basically it will not give you the energy at the same rate until you've offset the energy requirement. And so this next cast of Tasi's ultimate is going to take a while. But into this team, you would probably want maybe Haywin on the energy tile in the back to insta-cast the ultimate if you know the Tasi is insta-casting her ultimate. It's weird how these play out because I want to see what happened. How we didn't interrupt. We interrupt the Iron. Did he? Yeah, but we should have interrupted the Tasi because in the fight right before this, we interrupted the Tasi. It must have to do with how many heroes are on the buff tiles or something. Yeah, because like here we interrupt the Tasi, but in the next one we interrupt the Iron. I don't think it's a random chance. I think it's based on something. It's probably based on like using my Iron as a sacrifice changes everything. Anyway, let's try it again. We're gonna try it again. I want to try it without Fiestro and like let's say Scarlita. So we're gonna have Iron here. Like I'm thinking just forget about the Haywin. Because Haywin is not really working. Like, if we're interrupting the Tasi's ultimate, then Haywin doesn't really provide any value to us. And, like, more kill threat from the Scarlita would be better. And in Lightning Spell on Lily May for damage, I think is just better. Let's try this. So again, hopefully now this time we interrupt the Tasi. Yeah, we do. So for whatever reason, when you're using Iron to counter, then you're gonna interrupt the enemy backline tile hero. Okay, Shakir casts his ultimate. We have to shred through right now. We're on the Iron. Iron goes down, which is good. Scarlita is shielding to protect our team. The enemy Tasi has almost 50% of her energy. And the thing is, Scarlita can actually knock off Tasi from the battlefield. And we kill the Lily May before she's able to cast her Rains from Ballet. So looking like a really safe win, and Scarlita is just going to clean it up from this point. But the problem is, if Tasi can cast her ultimate right now, is she going to be able to? Yeah, so she actually has potential of soloing you from this point. Like, the damage she deals is pretty high. So that's the thing you have to watch out for. But this also seems pretty safe to me. So hopefully this gave you guys some ideas of teams you can use. I'm just going to recap them and save all of the formations. And you can try any combination of these depending on what the opponent is running. But I think basically Shakira, Damien, Lily May, the core, Iron to take the enemy Lily May interruption. And then from that point on, you can Scarlita, Fiestro, different things like that. So here we have, this was one map, which this is the one that my viewer was using really effectively against the Taylene and Tasi comp, and that one worked really well into that team. This was basically a 100% win rate into that, using no Celestial Hypogeans. This one was one that we used with Scarlita in the back, and no Haywin. And we're guaranteed to interrupt the Tasi in the back because our Iron took the Lily May interruption. And then we have this other one. This one was with Fiestro, main Fiestro charging the energy of Shakir. But this, I don't know, I'm not actually a big fan of this layout because the Haywin kind of didn't do anything. Because still the Haywin ultimate was not at a time where the damage reduction was up at the same time that the opponent was using Tasi ultimate. And so then Haywin didn't really provide anything to the team because her whole role in the team is to provide damage reduction while the Tasi is ultimating, and if she can't provide that, then maybe we would have to try like Confining Spell or something to make her cast her ultimate later. And then we have this team with the Haywin here with the Lightning Spell. This is if you don't want the immediate ultimate cast of Haywin, and this is good if, for example, you're interrupting the Tasi at the beginning with the Lily May, then it's better to have Haywin off the energy tile and cast later. So anyway guys, hopefully this gave you some good teams you can try against the Tasi lineup. Basically you'll have to mix and match depending on exactly how the opponents have positioned their heroes. But the key counter is Iron to take the enemy Lily May interruption. Damien for the continuous healing. Lily May for interrupting an enemy as well as going into range from Ballet to be like not targetable by the hypnotization of Tasi at the beginning of the match. And then Shakir for that, like he becomes unaffected when he's in wolf form and buffs up your nearby allies, and he's really tanky. And then finally, Scarlita is a good option if you want to run her, or Haywin is a good option for damage reduction. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was helpful. If you guys have any other teams that you use, you can share them here or on my Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. But thank you all for watching, guys. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.